Breaking news from the world of aviation, Qatar Airways has grounded 13 Airbus A350 brand new ones due to fuselage degradation. Let's jump into it. Qatar Airways was repainting several of their brand new Airbus A350 flagship aircraft. They're ones that are now going to carry the mantle onwards from the Airbus A380 when they noticed something a little bit different. They realized that the fuselage itself was disintegrating. That's right, underneath the paint, underneath the plane, they noticed that the fuselage had started to break away ridiculously early. And because of that, they have grounded their entire fleet of 13 Airbus A350s. The planes were being repainted for the upcoming Qatar Soccer World Cup, or Football World Cup for my fans that are in Europe, that's going to take place in 2022. The Airbus A350's fuselage is a special carbon composite to make it lighter and more fuel efficient than other aircraft that are available on the market today. It is somewhat similar to the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, but the fuselage is completely different from other aircraft that Airbus produces like the Airbus A320 and A330 series, so you don't have to worry if you've got an upcoming flight tomorrow on one of those aircraft. Qatar has also stopped any deliveries of further Airbus A350 aircraft until this situation can be resolved. Qatar has another 76 Airbus A350s of both the -900 and -1000 series on order, and they've actually told Airbus that until this problem can be resolved, they're not going to accept any more deliveries, which is a huge blow to Airbus's bottom line because these aircraft are significantly expensive. Qatar Airways has released the following statement to media. Following the explicit written instruction of its regulator, 13 aircraft have now been grounded, effectively removing them from service until such a time as the root cause can be established and a satisfactory solution can be made available to permanently correct the underlying condition. Before you jump up and start to get worried, Qatar actually has a fleet of 53 Airbus A350s. So the fact they've only grounded 13 and halted orders of Airbus for future aircraft doesn't exactly show that this is a widespread problem at the moment. Other airlines that operate the A350 type, such as Singapore Airlines with 56, have not made any comment on the situation, nor have they encountered this problem before. So we're starting to wonder whether or not it's a problem with the composite fuselage having an accelerated decay, or if there's a problem with the paint that perhaps they're using. That being said, we won't know for sure until much later when this investigation is completed by Airbus Qatar. This story actually has its beginnings way back in November of 2020. When a 4-year-old Airbus A350 was sent to Ireland to be painted for the Cup. When they stripped back all of the paint, they found actual cracks in the fuselage of the Airbus 350. Airbus at the time said that these cracks were just superficial and were only visible when the top coat of paint was removed. But that being said, that aircraft was then ferried to Toulouse in France to undergo more investigation. And that's where it's been ever since. Now, I'm recording this in August of 2021, and it's almost been a year that this Qatar Airbus A350 has sat there at Toulouse under investigation. So perhaps we're at the beginnings of a much bigger situation, but we won't know for sure until the results. Thus, when June rolled around and Qatar was due to have more Airbus A350s be delivered, they actually halted orders, saying that they would not accept them until the situation had resolved. And then that leads us to today, where 13 Airbus A350s have been grounded Qatar because they've found similar issues. So we don't know if this is systematic across the entire Qatar fleet or the entire A350 range, but something here is definitely going on, and it's something that I'm going to keep you posted. So definitely subscribe to that channel if you want me to follow on story. And we can see that these tensions are starting to bottle to the surface. El Baker, the CEO of Qatar Airways, has not really commentated on the actual situation that the A350s are facing, but he has unleashed against Airbus in a recent press event. He said, "Unfortunately, I cannot get into the details, But Airbus are ignoring the fact that there is a serious issue with our problems that we are facing with the Airbus A350s. They are just trying to dilly-dally and drag their feet instead of becoming real and solving the problem that their aeroplane has. Now, you may have also realized that Qatar Airways has a significant holding in several other airlines around the world, and many of those airlines actually operate the Airbus A350. So because Qatar has that influence as a shareholder, will they be turning to them and saying, hey, you should ground your Airbus A350 fleets as well, because this issue might be systematic across the entire range? On that specific comment, Qatar Airways CEO said, "I don't want to influence any of these airlines. We're just a strategic shareholder. When they know that Qatar Airways has this issue, of course, it raises their eyebrows too." Before I wrap up this video today, there is a last pitch of salt thrown into this situation. Very recently, Airbus announced that they're going to make an Airbus A350 Freighter version. And the customer that they wanted to buy was actually Qatar. But now the fact that Qatar's having problems with the Airbus A350 type, and Airbus has pretty much made this aircraft design exclusively for them to order it, we know that they're going to start butting heads, and it's possible that Qatar may completely jump over to Boeing in this situation, leaving the Airbus A350 Freighter dead in the water. Thanks for jumping into today's video. If you enjoyed this little deep dive into this current news situation, then I suggest you subscribe. If you want me to cover other topics, then leave a comment down below and give this video a like so the algorithm likes me. I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.